Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today's video is I'm going to take the i3 out and around, and I'm going to demonstrate how the charging infrastructure for EVs is fragmented and at times frustrating to use. And I just noticed my Flex really needs a bath. Oh my God, the front of you is filthy. To demonstrate how fractured and frustrating the third-party charging infrastructure for EVs is, this video, if you look down there in the lower right corner, it's going to be north of 30 minutes. I'm visiting 4 different companies, and right here, 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 and here, these are going to be the time points for these 4 companies that I'm going to visit. With that out of the way, I hope you guys really do enjoy this video. Now let's get into some notes that we want to keep in the back of our minds. The first one being that none of these infrastructures are interchangeable. Now before we get started and discussing these third-party charging infrastructure and using these various locations as examples, we're going to have to go through some notes. The first thing is pricing is going to vary. It's going to vary by the method and the location. The method is going to be either by the minute, which is really expensive, or it's going to be by the energy used. It can vary by location because some stations may charge a session fee, others may not. And depending on where you're at in the US or anywhere in the world, your region might have different rates. Another thing to take note is the rate that a station can charge your vehicle. You may not always get that max rate. Like right here is Electrify America, 350 kilowatts. That's huge. But my i3 only is going to take 50. The rate that your EV will take is going to depend on your state of charge, your battery condition, the temperature of your battery and the temperature it is outside. And those stations may or may not have their own power feed. So you might be charging on your station, and then somebody next to you comes up and they start charging their EV on another station. Those 2 stations might share the same power feed and your rate might get reduced. As I stated, my i3 takes 50 kilowatts over DC charging. Well, this past February, I was DC charging and I set my vehicle to precondition, thinking it takes 50 kilowatts, but it only took 40 kilowatts. And there was one instance here where I was only pulling 20 kilowatts while I was preconditioning. It took over an hour for my car to go from 25% to 80%. Another potential situation to keep in the back of your mind when you're traveling with your EV is that not all chargers are going to work with your EV. In my personal example, this is a ChargePoint DC fast charger at a Harley-Davidson dealership. And of all the chargers in this area, this one refuses to connect to my i3. Now we're going to demonstrate this. So here's ChargePoint. It says ChargePoint is available. Tap card to start. We swipe our phone, authorizing. Is it going to authorize? So I have to go to the app to see it. So I'm authorized. Now we take our cord and I do this one-handed. open. We plug in, and we have a yellow light, so it's communicating. We go back here, and it says ready. But we're not charging. So it says paid station, see app. We're gonna walk over to the car. We don't have any status light. We go to our car, and it said DC charging active. Walk back around. Paid station. We're now gonna pull out our phone and go to the app. The app's gotta load, obviously. It's ChargePoint. And as you see down here, it tells me not charging. I don't understand why. 2 minutes have gone by and we're not charging. So it worked, but we're not charging. And it tells me it's at the top to stop charging. And as you see, I stopped it. The idea is, though, this station does not work with my i3. Another frustration that you will more commonly run across is people like this, where they're blocking access to the EV charger that you need to charge your vehicle. I believe that's going to be the most common occurrence that you're going to run into. With the notes out of the way, now let's begin this journey of visiting 4 different charging infrastructures that I have available to me in my area. We're going to visit EVgo, Electrify America, Greenlots, and ChargePoint. So here we are at EVgo. Now in my area, these are around Walmart. So at least while I'm charging, I can go in there and waste time. You have 2 ways to pay. You can pay at the terminal or you can create an account. The first way, paying at the terminal, I've tried it twice and both times failed. So the first time I put my credit card in, it told me to charge. It failed to initiate that charge. It canceled my session, but it put a $15 hold on my credit card. And I thought, well, I already swiped my card, I'll just restart the session. And it said no. I went on my credit card again, and another $15 hold for the second session, which again, it failed to initiate. So now I have 2 $15 holds on my card, and I couldn't even get the charger to work. They went away on their own, but it's still frustrating. So the second way is within your account, and you would think you'd be able to go up to the station, tap your phone, and activate your account that way. Yeah, no, you can't. So we have to open up the account, EVgo. It's gonna load. It needs GPS. So we gotta turn GPS on. It's gonna find the charger. Tells me I'm at Walmart. Then we click the one that we want. We want combo, SAE combo. Now this is 30 cents a minute, which is expensive. We're gonna tell it to do that, and it tells us to connect first, and then we swipe the charge. So that's what we do. That's gonna load. It tells me the charger's in use. Like, duh, I'm the one using it. Tells me the duration. We're at 10 seconds, and this is yet to initiate. 14 seconds. Still tells me initiating. Now, mind you, this is pay by the minute. We're at 22 seconds. Still isn't. Oh, there we go. Now, it's going to tell you that your
charging right here, and they're going to tell it to dismiss. Now on the app right here, it tells you your duration, your 50 kilowatt, and your rate at 30 cents a minute. That's it. So you close out the app, and then we go into Walmart or wherever it may be, and you go shopping. You want to check your status. You reload the app. You know, it's got to load. Takes me right to my charging, but clicking that doesn't give me any other information. So the station then tells you your current battery percentage, how much power is being sent to the battery, your charge time, and how much energy was delivered. Now this is pay by the minute. So as your active power decreases, right now I'm at 45 kilowatts, but as that decreases, as time goes on, it's going to take longer to charge my battery, and I'm still paying the flat 30 cents a minute. It does have 2 plans that you can choose from. You can choose guest or membership. Both of them offer the same 60-minute time limit charging for DC fast charging. The membership is $8 a month, and you get a 4-cent credit off the rate. Now, me personally, I'm not paying $8 a month just to have 4-cent discount, unless I'm using EVgo every day, and that ain't never gonna happen. When you create your account, they're gonna want your residency address so that they can send you an actual card. Now, I don't know why they would send you a card, and why not have a NFC card on the phone where your app's at, so that you can just tap the phone and activate your account that way. But no, you got to use the card. Now, they do have a roaming partnership with ChargePoint. Wow, it's really windy all of a sudden. And that may be where the card comes in, so you can activate the ChargePoint charger with your EVgo account, which I think would be stupid because ChargePoint is far superior. So I would go that route. A few other things to note. Don't start on the station. Like, don't come to the station and say you want CCS combo and then load up your app. It will fault out immediately. It will not charge your car. Either stay on the station or stay on the app. You cannot go between the two. And as you saw when we started, it said go back to the station to cancel or stop your charge. You can't do that from the app. Also, you have that time limit. So with that, you cannot restart your session if you need longer than 60 minutes. As for customer service, there is a number right here that you can call, and then they're going to ask for the station ID. I've only had to call them one time, and that's because this station was charging my car. I went and shopped, came back. The client in here that runs the program crashed. And when that crashed, the station became unresponsive. So we're paying by the minute. The station's unresponsive, and I can't stop the charge in the app. It has to be at the station. So I had to call customer service and tell them to stop the machine so I could have my car back, because when you connect these chargers to the car, they lock to the car. That's the only time I've ever had to call customer service. Now I'm ready to go home. So we come back, we can't stop on the app. We have to stop on the machine. So we're gonna stop on the machine, and it's gonna stop, and will tell us we're done. A few other things with EVgo is once you create your account, it's gonna give you a billing statement every month. So when you create the account, you link your credit card to your account. And then you go and you charge. It pulls money from your credit card, puts it in your virtual wallet per se. When you're done with the charging session, it gives you a notification that you're at this station and this is how much it cost you. But it doesn't pull the funds from your virtual wallet right away. Instead, it does it once a month. So they'll send you a statement, then they'll send you that your statement is due, then they'll send you another statement or a message saying, hey, thank you for paying. Like, you have my credit card. Why are you not automatically charging me on the day that the session is done? Just a quirk of EVgo. And the only ones that do this. The other companies that I've used don't send me statements, and they have a virtual wallet where they'll pull the cost from that session immediately when we're done, or when I'm done. That's it for EVgo. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys use them? And for this segment, we are at an Electrify America station. There's not a lot of these around my area. And this one is 48 miles away from it. Now here you have two options. You can have the app for Electrify America, or you can pay using a credit card. Now I've never used this option, I have an app. But on your phone, you link your account to a credit card, and then you ideally would be able to swipe your phone and it pull up your account. But it doesn't work that way. First, we have to plug in. We're gonna use the CCS combo. This station gives me 150 kilowatts, but the i3 only takes 50. It's gonna say connecting to a vehicle. Some dumbass is gonna rev their engine. I don't think it should take this long to connect. Then we have two options. You can be a guest. It's gonna be 43 cents per kilowatt hour. So this pricing is done by the energy you're using, not by the minute that you're sitting here charging. We're gonna do the member. Allow me to interrupt real quick and to explain the guest and the membership. The guest is for everybody, and the flat rate appears to be 43 cents a kilowatt hour. The membership is going to cost you $4 a month, and you're going to get a 12-cent rate discount. Now, in my opinion, I am not prepaying a company to become a member. That's just my opinion. My phone is off. We're going to tap our phone, and it should process my payment automatically. We're authorized, and i3 says we're charging. Well, it should be initiating charging. Whenever it wants to, I don't know, charge. This is kind of the irritating part. Oh, here we go. So it's telling me my price, and this one does not charge a session fee. Now, once you're charging, it's going to display your rate, your charging time, how much energy has been delivered, your current battery, where 80% is going to be. So you can go and shop whatever you're going to do. Once your charge is started, you can then go to the app. It has to load its animation, which I find stupid. And what you see is it doesn't give you your current charge. And on the app, there's nowhere to go to it. If you go home, it brings this product offering, which, by the way, as the filming of this recording in 2021, specifically March, if you buy a Volkswagen ID4, you get 3 years of Electrify America fast charging included. Conveniently, Electrify America is a product of the Volkswagen Dieselgate. But as you see on the app, it doesn't really give you your current charge of what you're actually doing, which I think it should. So you'd have to come back to the screen, and from here, tell the screen to stop, which then will stop your charge. You cannot go and hit your connector and disconnect the charge automatically because the button that they have is locked. So we've been charging for probably 2 minutes. Now I'm gonna reload the app and see if we have an update. Do its little animation. Oh, and there. it finally tells us at the top how much energy we've delivered, and which this says 2 and the app says 0. So there's a delay between the station and the app itself that may or may not be frustrating to you, the end user, depending on what you're out there doing. Now, we've been charging for 4 minutes. I'm gonna reload this app and it goes through its little honky-do recharge. So now it tells me we got 15% charge. We're charging at 1.8 kilowatts. Really? We're really charging that slow? Why? That's horrible. But the station gives me different information. So in the current session, it will tell you your station number. So I'm on number 4. And it will tell me a charge time, energy delivered, and stop charging. Oh, I can't stop charging on the app. And it will also give you the location, and you can call support if you need to. There's also a number right here. I have never had to call customer support for Electrify America, and this is the only station that I've used for Electrify America, or this is the only location, rather. It's funny, there's a massive disconnect between the app and the station itself. So we're pushing 49 kilowatts of energy right now, but the app says I'm pushing 48. And the i3 can take up to 50. And that's all we have for this segment on Electrify America. What is poking me? Oh, it's a snow, it's a marker for the curb. Intriguing. Shiny object. This concludes this segment on Electrify America. As I've stated, I've only been charged at this location, so my experience with this is rather limited, but it's ease of use. I think the app could use some work. It should, when you load it, it should take you right to your current charging session automatically, and it should be in real time. So that concludes Electrify America. Now we're gonna move on to the next segment. I don't know what it's gonna be. We'll find out when we get there. There's tar on the side of my car. Where the hell did I pick up tar at? Shiny object. This is Greenlots. And this is the only charging station that I've ever used for Greenlots. And between Medina and here at the Ruther B. Hayes Memorial in Fremont is the only DC fast charger. So by the time I get my i3 here, we're running on the rags for like the last 5-6 miles. Anyway, every time I've used this station, I've had to call customer service. This is the most frustrating one to use and kind of the most expensive because they also charge a $1 session fee off the top. It's also frustrating because there is an NFC reader right here that you should be able to, scan your phone and activate your account. You can't. In fact, when you do scan your phone right here, it brings up Google Pay, not your account. So to use Greenlots, you have to load the app. Oh, I think I might have to have GPS on too. They have a station ID right here. I wonder if I can do it without having GPS turned on. But we're gonna turn GPS on. We're gonna zoom all the way in until it finds my charger. So we click the charger that we want, and we want the CCS combo. So we're gonna click that one. Now, this is where I really get frustrated with Greenlots. So we don't start charging. The other ones that we're going to see today, you plug in first. So here we're gonna plug in first. And on the side right here, there's green lights for this NFC reader. So we're gonna plug this charger in, because we have to charge. And then we're gonna hit start charge. And then it says the station's busy. And the NFC light that's right here on the side, I don't know if you can see, is blue. So we're gonna walk over here. Right here, this is blue. As you saw in the app, it said the station was busy. And if I try to pull this out, it's locked to my car. And the car tells me it's waiting on the charger. It will do this every time without fail. It is immensely frustrating. So allow me to reset this. I always hit this e-stop first to get this to go back to green. With its green, I pull this back out. So we pull the e-stop out. We have NFC here. You wait about 5 minutes and then you can come back over here and pull this off. I don't think that's supposed to do that. So how do you get the station to work? Well, you load the app. So we're right here. We have to hit the start charge. It then loads a completely another page, authorizes. You gotta stand and wait to do that. This might be a minute, folks. I told you guys, this is the most frustrating one to use. And if I could, I would avoid using it, but there's no other charger in this area, DC wise, between Medina and where I'm heading to Fostoria. Why did it time out? What do you mean it timed out? So that's another thing, it times out. The charge is available, we're the only ones here, and it times out. So we reload our app. The app is absolutely atrocious. So here we are in Ohio. We have to continue, zoom in. There's a charger. We want the CCS combo. So we click that one. Gives me the station ID. We're gonna hit start charge. That's gonna beep. It's gonna authorize. Again. And this is probably where I have to call customer service to authorize the charger because it just doesn't work. As I said, this is the most frustrating one to use. And if you're in a situation where, like I am, the battery is dead and all you want to do is charge, well, you have to deal with this before you can even charge. And we're authorizing. The station tells me to plug in the cable. Oh, but the app doesn't say that. So we plug the cable in. And now we have movement. Now we're charging. And the station tells me we've been sitting here for 8 seconds. My battery's at 5%, but the app doesn't tell me anything. The station doesn't tell me my current cost, but the app does. So then on the app, because it's not in real time, at the top right corner, you have to refresh. It should refresh. Yeah, I've been standing here for 50 seconds and the app still doesn't say that we have anything. So now we've been here for 1 minute and 15 seconds. The app then updates with how much energy, how much power, and my cost. As I mentioned, this has a $1 sessions fee off the top. So I already spent $1 and I've only gained 0.4 kilowatts of energy. And it doesn't update in real time. You actually have to hit this refresh icon up here. Well, maybe not. Because the app's not responding. Oh, there we go. So the app now, it says 2 minutes and the station says 2 minutes. But that's frustrating. That's the frustrating part with Greenlots. And let's say you stopped, like here, where I'm at the Ruth B. Hayes Memorial, and I'm inside, and I want to see, well, how is the car doing? So I go back and reload the app, and it takes me to my location, but it doesn't bring me to the current charge session. So then I have to click the charger, the one that we're using. Obviously it says busy. And then it loads this screen, reauthorizes that screen. This says 2 minutes and 4 seconds, but the station is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. It doesn't tell me my battery percentage like the station does. But the app tells me how much power, which right now we're pushing 44 kilowatts, which is below the threshold for what the i3 can take. But my battery is like 7% or so it's pretty much dead. But you can see, using Greenlots, some of the frustrations that you're going to run into because there's so much disconnect between the app and the charger itself. And they both don't display the same information. And if you're on Android and you're using the app like I am, you forget your password. The forgot password link doesn't work. Well, here we are in closing of this segment for Greenlots. This is Greenlots for you. And in my opinion, the most frustrating one to use and the most ass backwards one. So the other chargers that we're going to see in this video are other companies. They all have you connect the connector first, then you start charging. But Greenlots, you can't do that. You have to load your app, load the charger, start the charge, authorize, and then connect. And as you saw, it doesn't tell you in the app to connect. You have to read the station itself to know when to connect. There is no RFID. In fact, you can go in the app and request an RFID card. And cost you $5. Isn't the whole point of having an app with a virtual wallet is so that the card itself, your account is digital? You don't have to have a card. But as you saw, when we went to activate our account with NFC, it brought up Google Pay. Just very frustrating to use. Even the directions right here. They tell you to load the app, find your station, and connect the connector. Which, as you saw, we did that and it crashed. So the directions are backwards. Now, they do have a $1 sessions fee, which I don't really care for, but they do have cheap rates at 20 cents per kilowatt delivered. They don't send you a biller. They don't send you a billing statement. When you create your account, you connect a credit card to your account automatically, and they load, I think it's $15 into your account from your credit card. And when you're done charging, like we're about to be done because I'm at 83% right now. So when you're done charging, you can stop on the app, or you can come over here to this little touch screen. Actually, no, hit a button instead, and you can hit the stop button right here. But there's also that huge disconnect between the app and the station itself, because if you're like in the Ruth B. Hayes Memorial, you're on taking a tour or something, or you're somewhere else where these chargers might be, and you want to see how your car is doing, you have to load the app, and then you have to refresh the page continuously. Because when you load the app, it doesn't bring you right to your current charging session. Just to me, it's just disconnected. There's a lot of resistance in using Greenlots. But let me know in the comments on what you guys think. Do you guys agree or do you disagree? If you have Greenlots in your area, do you have this much frustration using them, or is it more smoother for you than it is for me? You have to let me know. This concludes this segment for Greenlots. So with that, let's move on to the next segment. Hopefully they have a better user experience than these guys. And here we are at this charging station here in Worcester, Ohio. This is ChargePoint. This is by far the easiest infrastructure to use. How easy is it? As I pull out my own hair, allow me to demonstrate. Here's my phone. There's Yoshi. I don't know if you're gonna see Yoshi because it's, okay. So here's my phone, there's the Yoshi. GPS is turned off. We're going to scan our phone right here on this screen. It beeps. authorizing my account, tells me to plug in. I'm gonna turn you over this way. We're gonna grab the charge. Boom, boom. We charge. We spin back over here. Waiting for my EV. We move away. I don't know how much that you're gonna see. And we're charging. That's it. I don't have to load an app. I don't have to load GPS. I don't have to do anything. All I do is scan my phone and plug in and we're done. Mwah! I love this charging network. I love it. I wish there was more of them everywhere. That's it. That is all there is to it. That's it. Now, we can go to the app. We click our ChargePoint. And as you can see, it loads. And boom! Brings us right to the charger that we're charging from. Tells me my charging time. Well, it tells me my battery percentage. Tells me the time I've been charging. And it tells me the cost. And there's no GPS. It just works. But as good as ChargePoint is, it does have a few minor inconveniences. Like the charging infrastructure for EVs, ChargePoint is kind of fractured in of itself. So ChargePoint sells these chargers to municipalities and it sells them to businesses. It's those municipalities and those businesses that set the price or the session fee to use the charger. Speaking of a session fee, here we are at Stark State College. This is another ChargePoint charging station. This model is the same model as up in Worcester, except this one is pumping out 62.5 kilowatts. However, being it's at Stark State, they have a $2 session fee. It's 27 cents a minute. And 30 minutes after your vehicle has completed its charge, it's 20 bucks an hour. Not ChargePoint itself. ChargePoint handles the billing and the accounting. And the pricing method here is done by the minute, which is set by the city of Worcester. It's 20 cents a minute. Another little ding in ChargePoint's armor is if you look at the station, it's not really marked for the rate that it's gonna give you, like Electrify America. Another little knack in ChargePoint's armor is the chargers themselves are different. There's varying models that a business can use. So this one right here is, I believe, is their newest model. And it can pump 150 kilowatts. But Worcester has it set at 50 kilowatts. The app itself on ChargePoint, or the ChargePoint app, will tell you what the chargers are going to be. But there's older models like this one. There's smaller models like this one. So right here, we've been charging for 14 minutes. The station says I'm 68% full. The app says I'm 68% full. The app says I've spent $2.69. The station says I've spent $2.79, $2.80. If I open up the bar, it tells me I've been here 14 minutes. I've added 7 kilowatts of energy and 68% full. The station tells me how many miles I've added, although it says 27 and this app says 34. And the station tells me how long I have left before I'm at 80%, which, as you can see on the graph here, it tells me my max power. Right there is at 47. It doesn't get any easier than that. That's real time. We're already at 70%. Good, because my nipples are cold. As far as billing goes, you link a credit card with your account, They don't send you an NFC card, but you link a credit card with your account, and then it pulls $10 and puts it in your virtual wallet. And then every time you charge, it pulls from that wallet as soon as the session is over with. And over time, it will see how much you charge with a particular station, like ChargePoint. And if it has to, it'll pull more. So when I first started, it was pulling $10. But now that I use this so frequently, particularly here in the winter, because it's cold, it's almost every day, it pulls $20. It doesn't send me an email that it was done, but it will tell me a notification in the app. And this concludes this segment on ChargePoint. As you can tell, this is my favorite one. I've got hair in my face. Where is my hair? Oh, get out. I need to see. Shiny object. As you can see, ChargePoint is my favorite one to use because it just works. I take out my phone while it's still locked, scan the NFC code, pulls my account, and I'm charging, and I'm done. All the other companies that we visited in this video, I've had to pull out my phone, I've had to open up the app, I've had to turn GPS on to use them, and there was some disconnect between the app and the station. Here, it just works. I wouldn't mind buying one. They're only about 48 grand. At about maybe 3,000 to install. Have my own private DC charger. Yeah, I know, it's probably really, really expensive just to charge my car in 20 minutes. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? And here we are at the end. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. If you liked it, hit that button. If you didn't, you know what to do. And let me know down in the comment box, do you agree with what I demonstrated? Some of the frustrations that I've seen or not? What were some of the frustrations that you have dealt with? What is your favorite charging company? Me personally, I love ChargePoint. Let me know in the comment box. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one because it really looks like it's about to rain, so I need to get done now.